Fun. How are you? My name is Tuomas Vuorio, and I'm from Finland, and I'm Chief Marketing Officer and founder of a company called Illusion. We are a video-based company, and what we do in Finland, global, we do this thing called interactive video. We have this interactive multimedia platform, what we are offering for our clients. Today, I'm here to speak about why our products, why we do video, and how our solution can change the purpose of video marketing. I'm sorry, I'm fucking nervous. It's my first time, but I try to be a rock star here, yeah. So, basic issues what we have in common marketing, in video marketing, of my side of view, is we are stuck in ruts. We have same old delivery systems. We are so short-sighted that we even can't know what we are doing. We have very huge amounts of short-term results. Basically, we are one-hit wonders, no continuity in products whatsoever. You're just doing one video per one video, one video per one video. I'm sure you will get lots of empty promises from your agencies. Am I right? And they are used to in black and white marketing thinking, marketing likewise. Basically, what we are offering for our clients is InVio, interactive video, interactive multimedia platform. Our product is raising positive attention. Its scalability, you can start from very small and go high up. It's turning traditional marketing upside down in a creative way. Also, it's a new way to tell stories. And you can create unique, measurable, and engaging interactive customer experiences. It's also a new way to integrate marketing, branding, advertisement, education, recruiting, e-commerce, you name it, we can do it. InVio is an interactive multimedia platform, bar none. And you know, that guy, he's our mascot. So, that's me, that's our company. Thank you.
Thanks, Tuomas. Next up, give a huge welcome to Robert from Flixel.
What's going on, Web Summit? Hello. All right. So, this amazing image you see behind me here is a cinematograph. Who's heard of cinemagraphs before? This is an entirely new visual medium that is on fire and growing at a blistering pace. This was created by a photographer from Estonia. And Flixel has developed software that makes it super simple to create this exciting new visual medium. So, anybody recognize this woman? Tyra Banks, supermodel, super businesswoman, also an investor in Flixel. And if anybody is a fan of America's Next Top Model, you would have seen Tyra introduce cinemagraphs to the world on Cycle 20, where every photographic session was done using Flixel on an iPad. Smart woman. So, what have we done? We've created a family of award-winning applications called Cinemagraph Pro that make what used to be difficult, time-consuming in photo and video editing apps and made it so that anybody can create these on an iPhone or on a Mac, which is one of the reasons why cinemagraphs are being used now across all forms of digital media, on the web, on email, digital signage, even TV commercials are now using cinemagraphs. So why are these things so cool? Why can't we just look away when we see a cinematograph? Well, these things focus our attention in ways that photographs no longer do. For a marketer, for an advertiser, that is pure gold. They auto-loop and they auto-play on all social networks, on the web, and they look fantastic. It's non-intrusive. If you think about video on your iPhone or your Android device, it can be really bothersome when audio starts playing in a video. Cinemagraphs are enjoyed silently. And because the file format is just a simple MP4, anywhere you use video, you can now use a cinemagraph. Which is why we're seeing them across every type of industry, B2B, B2C, in travel, in consumer packaged goods, in fashion, which is where cinemagraphs were born. They are all using these to capture and hold attention in ways that photographs no longer do. Celebrities are sharing cinemagraphs, the sports industry, the automotive sector, and of course, music. Now, we've done all kinds of case studies to measure how much more effective cinemagraphs can be in marketing. We did this test with Pepsi across 5.5 million impressions on Facebook of a cinematograph versus a still. And you can see the cinematograph did 5,000% better. 5,000%. Unbelievable. And that's the kind of results you can get when you use this new medium. So I'm going to show you a little video here of just some of the brands. It's got sound, remember. So crank the volume for me. These are some of the brands that are using Cinemagraph Pro to share content on Instagram with amazing results. Pretty cool, huh? All right, thank you.
Cheers, thank you, Robert. First question, how did you get Tyra Banks to invest?
Oh, that's a long story, and it's well documented in a video on our website. Tyra's mother is actually a photographer. And like Flixel, Tyra saw some of the very first cinemagraphs that were shared on the web by a husband and wife photography duo back in the fall of 2011 during Fashion Week. And she was intrigued and said, you know what? This is the future of photography. This is an evolution. I want to be at the forefront of this. And she went looking for the companies that could help her actually do cinemagraphs on the show. Thank God we showed up on Google that day. You know, we had to compete for the business like everybody else. And as part of the agreement that we did with America's Next Top Model, Tyra became an investor.
Fantastic. Diving deeper into your business, obviously one of the most important aspects of growth is understanding your acquisition channels. How did you guys find the right channel that was the right fit for you?
Yeah, so we experiment a lot with acquisition channels, but the one thing that we always do is whatever channel we're testing or working or focusing on, we have to be able to use a cinemagraph in that particular channel because we want to showcase our own technology in anything we do. We're acquiring customers. And the channel that we found that's been working the best for us is actually Facebook. We run a lot of Facebook ads. Because cinemagraphs are simply videos, we can use those in any type of Facebook video ad. Like, as an example, last year we served about 100 million video ads on Facebook, and it's driving pretty amazing results for us.
Fantastic. Moving on from that, once you get past that point where you've tested your channels, how do you know whenever you find your product market fit?
So Flixel was a little bit unique. It was less about finding a product market fit. The founders of Flixel fell in love with the cinemagraphs that they saw early on and went ahead and built the app without maybe even really understanding who the customer was going to be. And what was required to sort of help make Flixel successful and actually survive until there became some platforms that actually could use cinemagraphs, it was really about building a community. And that meant reaching out to photographers and convincing them that cinemagraphs were actually important. Because 3 years ago, there was a lot of skepticism around the medium. They were called gimmicks. These are just fancy GIFs on steroids. And by focusing on the community and focusing on photographers that started to create amazing content that we were able to share, it accelerated the adoption. People started to see these things as something that they could use and work with every day. And now we're at the point where, fundamentally I believe that cinemagraphs have just taken their place right alongside photography and video as a visual medium that we're going to see and use every day.
For us, because we are a startup, we are doing lots of working under our platform. So basically for us to get known by clients, customers, we aimed high. We have brands like Lamborghini as our client, BMW, Bentley. That is the proof of concept for us, for our product, to go high up and then lower the limits to get more clients. So because those are so big brands, everybody knows them. So it's the way how we went.
Yeah. Whenever you hit that growth trajectory, obviously it's really important to make sure internally within the company, operationally, you can support that growth. How do you build the processes or put them in place that allow you to support that growth so it doesn't grind to a halt?
I have no idea, but we're figuring out as we go. We've managed to actually keep the company at a fairly small size. We're about 20. From what I hear talking to investors that come by the booth, say, "Why are you here?" I guess we punch a lot bigger than our actual size, which has sort of enabled us to work with some pretty amazing brands as a startup. So for us, it's about building processes. It's about using technology. It's finding ways to automate, but without using what I would describe as our ability to directly connect and engage with our community. I think it's super important for any startup. The one lesson I learned, this is probably my 6th startup that I've been involved with, is get to know your first 10 customers intimately. Know their birthdays, know their kids' names, treat them like heroes, because they will be a big part of you, whether you can sort of scale from there.
Yeah, you've both mentioned some pretty good clients. You've mentioned there about punching above your weight. What do you feel your USP has been that has allowed you to sort of make such an impact in the market against your competitors?
I think for us, that sort of breakthrough moment where literally Flixel was on its last legs when that phone call from Tyra Banks production company came. And that sort of kept the lights on and some of the early investors engaged in wanting to reinvest. But the unique selling proposition, I think, really kind of was catalyzed when we won the Apple Design Award back in 2014, where Apple recognized sort of the breakthrough that we had made to take something that had been difficult to do and make it easy. And sort of by focusing on that kind of part of the story, we started to scale up pretty quickly.
I'm pretty sure you guys have better questions than I can ask. So has anybody got any questions for the guys here that they want to ask themselves? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So our pricing model is we offer the products as a subscription. And the subscription gives you access to all of our apps. There's actually 3 apps, Cinemagraph Pro for Mac OS, iOS. We also make a pretty cool time-lapse app that's easy to use. And then there's also a web service component called Flixel Cloud, which is sort of like YouTube for Cinemagraph. So you upload the Cinemagraph there, and then it becomes super simple to embed the Cinemagraph on a website or a blog. And that's offered at $200 US per year.
Any other questions?
I have a question for the audience. Cool. Who's actually created a Cinemagraph? There's one. Yeah, so this gentleman right here in the front, he's actually a friend of Flixel. He is arguably the world's most famous and prolific cinemagraph artist in the world. He's from just outside Lisbon. He's created over 4,000 stunning cinemagraphs, mostly around here in Portugal. And in a lot of ways, the work that he did with our tool has literally inspired hundreds of other photographers around the world to explore this new medium. So this is an example of getting to know one of your first customers and making a hero out of them.
Can I ask you a question? What was it that first drew you to using the tool? What was it that first drew you into using the Cinemagraph and using this tool?
What drew you into using the app? Why did you use the app?
It was a breakthrough, because I come from photography and video, and it was a challenge opportunity because nobody do it. It was really a unique product, and it's quite stable, and you can create in 4K, 8K. It's really amazing. There's nothing like it.
Fantastic. So I take it there's no more questions from you guys? No? Just one quick question from me. If you could give, both of you obviously give one bit of advice to anybody who's struggling with growth or struggling to find traction within their company right now, what would it be?
Yeah, back to my point about, when you get that, if it's that first customer or that first 10 customers or first 100 customers, really invest a lot of time, nurture that relationship, because that is really the foundation for whatever comes next.
I think from my side, we are a small company also. We don't have so many employees in our company, so try to stay as small as you can. As far as you can, don't waste your money. Don't do the same fuck-ups as you might done before. I made huge fuck-up with my first company, but yeah, hopefully I learned something. Try to be reasonable. Try to raise your brand awareness, and yeah.
Yeah, just the last thing, just feeding off the back of that. You both mentioned there about just understanding your customer. How much time and emphasis do you put on retention to elongate the lifetime value set against trying to acquire new customers?
So I guess at this stage we're primarily still focused on new customer acquisition, but because we're starting to see, our product is an annual subscription, and we're starting to see renewals coming up. So it's a mix of both. In terms of getting a customer to stay on our platform, that means encouraging them to create content, create cinemagraphs, and helping them find ways to monetize what it is they're creating with our tools. So we do that by working super hard to build case studies and tell stories about what our community is using the tool for and how cinemagraphs are being put to work. Because unless we can prove out sort of the business case for why our community should be doing cinemagraphs, because this is a paid product, it's not a free app, we're going to probably lose them. So that strategy kind of supports both new customer acquisition and retention of existing customers.
Fantastic, thank you. Again, give a massive thank you to the guys for giving up their time to come and talk. And thank you all as well. Thanks.